It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey, welcome back, YouTubers. Thanks for tuning back into another episode with Josh's Turbo Single Cam Civic here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the heater on, and let's go ahead and roll the intro and get this party started. So guys, I got the heater on and the saw's running now, so I'm going to do a little bit of explanation, I guess, catch you guys up where we are on the car, and then from that point, I'll let you know what's left and when this puppy's going to hit the dyno. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we had to kill that little thing because I can't really think while it's running. So where we left off, guys, the intercooler kit wasn't hardly mounted. We basically needed a lot of stuff left to go. So what we've done up until now is I've been really focused on learning how to weld and trying to go ahead and utilize what I've learned and incorporate it into making a downpipe and a dump tube. So with a little bit of help and a little bit of extra material, I've kind of arrived at something that it's a work in progress. We're not done with it yet. So I'll just flip the camera around and I'll show you guys what we're working with. So with the car up here, this is our dump tube. So over here where there's a permanent marker, we're actually going to cut it again, and then we're going to route it like down behind just to dump it on the ground. You can also see that I took the stainless downpipe that the eBay kit came with, and I cut it into multiple pieces, and I put it back together to where it's aimed for this particular, like with a turbo exhaust aiming out the passenger side of the car. They come where they're aiming out the driver's side, so you just have to flip it. But with that being the case, I've got a couple clips here I'll insert, but it connects and then it runs back through this 3-inch steel pipe, and we have our catback. So our catback is actually all tightened up now. I just ran into the car. So the catback itself has gaskets, all the hangers. With these in particular, if you guys order one of these, this part here doesn't really have any explanation. So this hanger, if you turn the pipe over, then these would poke out the top, which makes the pipe hang lower. So like from the outside of the car, it's pretty close, like it's tucked up underneath it. If you don't do that, if you turn this pipe over where this is upside down, so this would be on the bottom instead of the top, then it hangs too low. So you about have to use like trial and error. But if you guys watch my video and you order one of these eBay, Amazon catbacks, that's a trick that, while you're doing this on your back in your driveway, you'll actually have, a lot less work to do. So all that's hung up. Up here, the 3-bolt flange, this is where our test pipe's going to go. So our test pipe, you can order them offline. They've got 3 bolts on one side, 2 bolts on the other. They're designed to mate to like a factory manifold. So like over here in the corner. So like this one here, had we kept a stock manifold, this would allow you to be able to basically remove the catalytic converter. So once all that's put into place, what we're actually going to do is we're going to flange them, and I'm going to use a piece of the flex that's over here. So we're going to use this between the neck of this and then the back of this. So you guys will just have to stay tuned to figure out what I do with it. But overall, the exhaust is going pretty good. All the intercooler kit, the couplers are on. We have a functioning oil feed line with a nice swivel line. We also have our quick disconnects put in here for the wastegate. Our oil fitting. So, you know, we had dust and weld our oil pan. So this guy has a 10A bung in it. It's got a push lock fitting. And because of the short like routing, I went around. It's not ideal, but it still flows downhill. So with that being the case, you can see here, it'll still go in there. But yeah, so we'll get this exhaust fixed up here. We're just kind of at the mercy of this saw. I'm brand new to this, guys, and trying to figure a lot of it out as I go, but I've broken quite a few blades, found quite a few things on my machine that, you know, have adjustment and were loose, or, you know, this thing was secondhand, so it didn't exactly come with a manual. So I looked up the manual and I learned a lot, but just a lot of trial and error. And then on top of that, trying to learn how to TIG weld over here. So, you know, a lot of it, you know, there's a few people that have given me pointers, and I'm just trying to figure out kind of as I go how it works, because it's easy for someone to tell you how to do something, and maybe the way they explain it isn't exactly the way you would have explained it, or maybe the way you can understand it. So you just about have to go into it head on and then figure it out as you go. So I'm going to get this thing cutting over here, and then we're going to cut the neck off of this one. Then we're going to go ahead and cut this one down, and then we'll start mating stuff up, prepping stuff. Apparently that's half the battle in this welding game. So let's go ahead and get started back to it. This is like the 5th belt so far. The belt blade. So guys, I have no idea why this thing keeps eating blades. I've watched several videos. I've changed speed. I've changed tension. The only thing I've changed that makes any difference is material. So like aluminum and like mild steel, like what I was cutting before, all of those are, I guess, softer than stainless. Stainless breaks it just about every time. So until I pick up another blade, we're pretty well dead in the water. So we've got this to cut, this to cut. Actually, this needs to be cut twice. So 1, 2, 3 cuts. And then we'll put it on, probably V-band it on that end, because I want that flex piece. So we'll pick up some more blades here after a while, and get back to it, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been a very long day of breaking blades, cutting pipes, and, you know, trying to fabricate something that, you know, I didn't really have any previous skill set or history ever doing. So I decided that I just needed to get it done, and by doing that, that meant that I didn't really film. So there's a montage that you guys have seen of like the clips and the progress pics as I would try to, you know, take a photo as I made like an achievement. So I hope you guys have kind of, you know, stuck with this build series. The longer things take, the less, you know, quality I feel like my content is. So if you agree, I apologize. But guys, stick around. We've got the exhaust fully done. The oil lines are all the way on. All the vacuum lines are ran. We literally can put fluids in this thing and start it up. Before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put the wideband in and the boost gauge, wire them in, plumb them in, and then we'll be able to start it up on a stock ECU. I have a chip stand coming, so once that arrives this week, or I can borrow a Demon from Will, we'll start it up with a set of injectors, get it idling, probably do a video on that, so that way, you know, I can play with the tuner kind of deal. But guys, stick around. There's a lot of exciting stuff fixing to happen with the channel. I'm on my way home right now, but at the moment that I get to Instagram, I'm gonna post some pictures of Josh's car here. So I think it's turning out great. We've got Mitch's car to come. So guys, stick with us, and we'll catch you in the next video here. See you guys.